All right, hello everyone. Here we are setting up for hole 7 now. A couple different ways to do this. I can do this with Thor's hammer. I can do it with rock. In terms of second shot, you're going to pick something that has a lot of topspin. So Horizon 7, Cat 7, Big Dog 8, any of these, you can see topspin wise. I'm just going to pick whichever is leading in topspin. We'll go Thor's and, pretty much just use a thrifty ball on this hole. The only other alternative is you can use a, one thing that I may want to do, especially when I get up here into range, I'm thinking about maybe hitting a different shot here. So I'm going to probably put on Thorn here. Just to kind of give you guys kind of a secondary perspective here. No, of course not. Why would the game load? It would just be the usual thing to do. So, as I was mentioning, especially with this wind angle, really shouldn't need anything in terms of an advanced ball type. Just try to position this as far down into the fairway as you can. Thor 5 is probably relatively close to just kind of max top spinning it. You probably have to start taking off on Thor 6 and 7. What's nice about Thor 7, it has a very good ball guide. So you can really get, as I mentioned, you can see that I'm just kind of using essentially Thor 5 spin. Now this plays pretty close to maybe 1.2 per ring. So instead of, utilizing this tool, especially since it's just a fairway shot, I'm just going to go 9 rings. We'll just call it a day here. You don't need to be too exacting on a massive fairway like this. So let's reset things here. I'll probably end up using the notebook tool for the third shot, just to give you guys some perspective. So we'll put the Thorn in there temporarily. Now I do believe there's a chance that I'll have too much topspin here with the tailwind. If it was into the wind, I'd be a little bit more comfortable going full. Here it's saying somewhere around 9 rings. So another thing I can do, I might utilize the topspin but not use full overpower, just for a little bit more precision. So there's 5 rings, here's 8 something rings, and just kind of back off my power to just kind of get, hopefully just a little bit more control. So you can see that I can get right up here towards the top of the fairway. And hopefully I got myself into range. It's usually towards the top end of the club. What I'd like to do is maybe do some kind of, use kind of the backstop here, because it's something that I do from time to time on this hole, so I at least wanted to give you guys some perspective. I already showed you kind of what to do on this one. If I recall, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 25%, plus 20 or so. I think I might have overplayed it because I may have, might have had the wrong slider positioning. It's tough to know for sure. But it does play slightly uphill. It always has. You can see that the wind effect, definitely pushing the ball. You can see that one really kicking to the left there off that hill. So as you can see, I am within range. We are going to just kind of go at this a little bit different. What I like to do on these is I like to kind of offset my guide, so I shouldn't have to do too much of an overplay. See, up. I'm thinking somewhere up here towards 90% a little bit, 7-ish rings, somewhere in the neighborhood. And as I mentioned, what I like to do for these is offset my guide. I don't know why. Because, I just know that it's going to compress, and it's just always been kind of my preferred method on these. So 7.3-ish. Don't have enough time for a pass, unfortunately. Let's just see how this comes in. And you can see, with the perfect ball, it was going to give myself a good chance there. I had a great ball to the right, so it did shoot out towards the right. But you can see that it'll hopefully come off that backstop there and give you a very, very good chance to be able to make that one. And, I think 7.3-ish rings, probably in the ballpark. It would have been nice to hit the perfect just to see kind of, so we already had kind of an idea of, do I need to play kind of uphill? It is uphill. But I also just tried to, maybe just kind of tweak my ball guide with the amount that I offset it and just not use a percentage just to, make things a little bit easier. So, keep that in mind. Good luck with that hole, guys, and I will see you guys on the next one.